Welcome to the No Practice Podcast, where we cover the only sport in the world where there is no practice. With your mini rod driving host, Adam Kester, Tyler Slaw, and Chase Richardson. Strap in for some debates on the world of pulling, exclusive special guests, and a whole lot of nonsense BS. The No Practice Podcast starts now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Welcome, May 8th, 2024, episode 16 of the No Practice Podcast. I am your host, Adam Kester. With me, like always, is Tyler Slaw, and missing, for the first time, Chase Richardson is not here. But we do have
from the top of the leaderboard and this podcast.
But we do have our backstage producer, Mr. OJ Grozik. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to make my my first appearance on this global podcast.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you. Instead of hanging out backstage, we get the pleasure of seeing your smiling face joining us this evening. And as I was displaying for our video viewers, Chase will be interrupting absolutely no one tonight. So a real treat to be sure that I'm sure everyone will enjoy. Speaking of Chase, why isn't he here? Adam, any theories? My personal theory is, as our guests know, we're going to be having our European friends on this evening, and I think he's scared of them. He's gotten his ass kicked so many times on the pulling track by them that he couldn't stand the fact of sharing a screen with them, knowing that they would also be above him in this presence as well. So he just chose not to be here.
Well, all I have to say is I'm glad he did it first, right? I'm glad he missed first. Now we all have a basically an open ticket to take our mulligan anytime we want.
Yes.
My reasons for Chase not being here, though the list is long, I think mostly he's just a world traveler and there's not enough time in his busy schedule for us tonight. So I think he's out maybe, I don't know. He's got a bum arm, so he can't be doing too much. But
well, he could be hiding out like in the Playboy Mansion down in the grotto there or something, hiding from his Dutch friends there.
Yeah.
We do see some fans checking in here. Somebody said that there was a warrant out for his arrest.
Yeah, Ben has an interesting theory, which may not be a theory.
I can't disprove that. I don't.
He does
know
have a bum arm, and that mystery hasn't been solved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I guess the question remains of where he's at and what he's doing. We really don't know. Really don't care. But no, it's good to be here with you guys tonight. It's been a couple weeks. And since I seen you last, and I think just judging off what I'm seeing right now, Tyler, you look in much better shape than you did at the end of the last show. How are you doing after the last episode?
Indeed, we see Todd Morris saying, "Hey Tyler, how did you feel Thursday morning 2 weeks ago?" I didn't feel great. I felt better. Unfortunately, I probably had maybe one too many glasses of delicious Woodford. So we're just sticking with good old Busch lattes right now. We haven't had any Woodford on the program this evening.
Or since that night.
Yeah. Russell knows how to put them back, guys. And I feel like he got on here and he was going to show us how to get down. And I just couldn't stand to have him outdrink us. So I decided to take one for the team. Received a couple of text messages around noon the following Thursday, wondering, if I was still sleeping. And you guys already knew at that point. I woke up at about 5 a.m. and brushed my teeth like every day and drove to work. And I was clocked in at work before 6 a.m. getting my day started. I even had to send a couple of Snapchats of my time card out because we still punch an actual time clock just to prove to people I made it there before 6. So
did you happen to maybe take a ice cold shower to completely wake up the senses more or less after? I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This show needs to be brought to you by Woodford Reserve for the clinic you put on last week, our last show. Anybody that can drink 3/4 of a fifth of Woodford in less than 2 hours and then pound a beer on top of it,
And not
dude
from the
should-
bottle. He kept it classy in the cup.
Well, yeah,
in the glass. Yeah.
In honor of Greg Randall, keeping it classy, like
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy style, we kept it classy. A clinic is probably the best thing you can call that. Maybe not my best moment, but nonetheless, the next day carried on. So
You said you checked in at 6.
Clocked
How
in,
much?
yeah.
Clocked in. How much of you clocked in?
Oh, quite a bit of me. I mean, there's so much to do at work. The second I walked through that door, it was just there's 100 things going on, and you almost have too much to do to actually have the time to be hungover, if that makes sense. So no, Adam, I didn't even take a cold shower. I shower before we do this podcast so that I look presentable, and then I just wake up the next day and get my day started. So yeah, we're good to go. But
you wake up and piss excellence, right?
Yeah, we're not going to be doing a half plus fifth of Woodford. So for anybody tuning in, hoping to catch that magic in a bottle 2 weeks in a row, it's not going to happen.
Is it still sitting back there? I think I see one peeping around.
Yeah, it's hanging out back there, but we'll let it keep hanging
So,
out back there.
And didn't you mention somewhere before the show 2 weeks ago that from show 1 to show 15 or 14, you had 1/2 gallon of Woodford, and you managed to completely wipe out almost a fifth in one show.
Back there too. Yeah. All
That's
right. Moving on.
Thank you, Woodford. You're just getting a bunch of free advertisements there. This man should be your spokesperson. Just saying.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you're feeling all right.
Feeling
probably
great.
took that better. You probably felt better in the morning than Chase did after he ate that 1-chip challenge.
I would like to think so. Yeah. This didn't burn coming out. Didn't even burn going down. So
I gotcha. Well, that's good to know. I think we got to thank the Hildebrands for coming on. That was definitely an interesting episode. Maybe need to throw the disclaimer out there again that we are not responsible for anything that is said or done on this show by our guests.
Yeah.
Like, we try to keep it pretty civil on here. We have no idea what's going to happen with other people or what you might see either. So
just to be clear, we enable it, but we're not responsible for it.
May have poked the bear a little bit, but we were not expecting that.
Yeah, they're just some rowdy characters. None of us had met them. Well, maybe we saw them in passing.
I've never met them before in my life. Yeah,
we had never had a formal introduction to them before the podcast, but we can completely understand why everybody said you got to get them on. So hopefully the people got what they wanted, and we extracted all of the character they had to offer there.
I'm sure we'll touch base with him again sometime. At a poll, maybe we get him on a live pod somewhere. Maybe at one of these events coming up, and he can.
I think it's a safe bet. My path will be crossing with his sometime again for sure. I'll look.
I think Chase told me after last show. I think he's going to try to pit next to him every chance he gets because the Richardson bunch and the Hildebrand bunch would be.
Yeah, well, I think
homemade dynamite.
Chase was kind of making eyes at Russell's wife there. I think he kind of had a crush on her a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if the red was his anger or if he was blushing. It could have been both. We don't know.
Yeah. Chase was pretty smitten. But anyway, moving on from that, news in the pulling world, Adam. You got anything new going on there lately?
Oh, man. Just like some of the biggest news ever that I guess hasn't really been talked about much. Maybe through some other. Mr. Ned Walliser.
What? Who's this?
This man has been around the sport of pulling for forever. For some of our Bowling Green fans, longtime blue shirt announcer Harold Walliser was his dad. Ned has had quite the journey in the motorsports world. I think he worked for U.S. Hot Rod Association back in the pulling days. He worked for an HRA in divisions out in California. It's kind of how we got to know, my family got to know Bob Miner was through Ned Walliser. So I've literally known him as a young kid, but he was like a regional guy for a while, and then he's kind of moved up the way in the ranks, and he's on numerous big committees, like an SFI committee. He's well in depth. The man knows everybody. But Mr. Ned Walliser has been named to WPI president. And for anybody who doesn't know what that means he's in charge of basically all the decisions and hopefully the future of where NTPA is directed. And I think it's a good thing that Ned is in the driver's seat. He's already reached out to me. I think maybe has he reached out to you, Tyler?
Yes, he has. That was a nice text to get. Him just kind of reaching out to people, wondering, what they can do better. And the previous president of WPI, Mr. Von Bauer, it's not like he's no longer on the board. He is now vice president, is my understanding. So yeah, good addition. I believe he was on the NHRA board as well. So he's no stranger to sitting on a board with multiple motorsports industries, and I feel like he'll be a pretty good addition to that fleet there.
He's worked hand in hand with promoters and drag racing teams. If you want to show up if you knew Ned and you show up at a drag race, every single person that races, everybody knows Ned. There's not a single person at any of the races that the man does not know. He has contacts that just blows your mind. He is a very smart, strategic person. He really knows what the right questions are to ask and what to get the best out of people and the best out of everything he's done. He's operated successful businesses throughout the years. Main Gate, for one, which is an apparel company that was in numerous. It used to control the Nitro Mall. I think it still does. They've even were the apparel people for numerous professional football teams, professional basketball teams, baseball. So him working through the years of building up that business, now he strictly works for NHRA. He sold out of that part of it, and he works for NHRA and has done numerous things to help them. And we can just only hope that he can get us directed in the right spot. So I'm actually ecstatic about the new president. So I think there'll be good things to come from it.
Yeah. So
Yes,
real quick, Adam, for those viewers and listeners that don't know, what is the WPI president, basically responsible for? What's the influence he possesses?
Well,
He calls the shots, right? He's the guy.
Right.
He's got like the nuclear button for WPI.
Yeah, and according to some people, depending on who's in control of that nuclear button, everybody thinks, the guy's going to work very well in the system. In TPA, it's hard for me to talk about this like I really know the president does. I will know this.
Yeah, sorry to put you on the spot.
Von Bauer was doing a great job, and he just has so much on his shoulders. I mean, it's good to delegate responsibility to somebody like Ned that can lead a group of people in the proper directions, ask the right questions, get in contact with the right people. He's not going to stir the ship out of direction here. He's going to make strategic, good movements through the company. He's going to get people to be on their side. And he's reached out to numerous pullers already. He's a man of the people, as they say, a man of the pulling world. So he'll be able to direct maybe pullers' information and stuff and really get things going in the right direction. So,
man, I feel like you just gave Ned's inauguration speech for him there. That was well worded.
I mean, I don't know, but I just think his direction and leadership of what his particular job is to steer us in the right direction. And I think he's the good man for the job. People have been wanting this for a long time. If over the years, for the last 10 or 15 years of people that need to be in charge of pulling, this man has been on the top of the list since then. I mean, he's always been at the top.
Congrats, Ned, on the appointment. Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently you have the endorsement of the No Practice podcast, which is one of the biggest packs you can have endorse you.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
Congrats. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm, like I said, still ecstatic for that. I think he's a good addition. What do you think, Tyler? Do you know Ned well enough?
I I don't know a ton about him. I talked to him at the farm show some, and we chatted about some things. And yeah, he seems like a smart guy with a good head on his shoulders. So much like when you get a new president in this country, it'll be interesting to see, now that we have a new president there in WPI, the changes he makes and what changes are for the better. So yeah, unlike the country though, hopefully everybody is all rooting for him instead of against him. That's nice. So.
Right. Nobody wants the man to fail. So
Yeah, we see Ben Troyer checking in here saying we'll have to call him instead of Greg now. Maybe at some point we'll get the AOK from Ned for the random pop-in phone call as well.
Let's see if we can get that hotline initiated.
One thing about Ned, this man knows everybody and every person. Every year on my birthday, he sends me happy birthday messages. Christmas, Thanksgiving,
like roses.
No, come on. But I mean, there's like, who am I in the world of Ned, right? Just to be friendly and say, hey, happy birthday or happy Thanksgiving or Merry Christmas or whatever. He's always reaching out to people. He's in contact with numerous people, but he's a very personal guy. So
all right.
I hope we get to spend a lot of time with him. He's an insider information. So, and for once we have somebody that actually understands rules, I think, because he's from the NHRA standpoint. He kind of knows.
Now, hopefully this doesn't mean we're going to be like NHRA where we get a new rule set in between each event, because I mean, I'm gonna have to quit my job and just breaks inside, breaks outside the frame, back and forth. I won't know what to do.
Maybe the mistakes of NHRA that they've made, he's learned on those mistakes and won't make them with us. So maybe that's a positive too. So.
All right.
But anyways, Ned Walliser, thank you.
Ned Walliser,
WPI
president, WPI. We're going to have him on at some point. So.
Yep. Are you ready, Tyler? Maybe for one of my most favorite segments of the show.
What segment would that be?
It's like, damn, man, I wish I had practice.
Damn.
Man, I wish there was practice. Do we have a clip for that?
I have a Yeah, I've got one. You guys ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
Okay, I just gotta find it. Here we go.
The No Practice Podcast. Man, I wish there was a practice segment.
Oh my God!
All right.
Sorry, so here we are.
Yeah.
Today's
a little
clip,
laggy tonight. Yeah.
Today's clip comes from 2015, I believe, on a nice bright afternoon from Hillsboro, Wisconsin. Do we have that clip, Mr. Backstage Producer Guy?
I can talk to you now.
Roll that footage.
We see Mr. Bill Leichner strapped into none other than the Bobcat Jr.
Let's roll the footage.
Let's see how that goes. We see Bill. He's got the chain tight. He goes to take off, and the tractor takes off pretty good. Front end's up. It starts coming down. It's bouncing. He hits the wheelie bars a few times, unloads the rear tires. Front end smashes down. The front tires fly off. He's got to be careful. His leg almost got outside of the frame rails there. We can see some of our fellow European friends in the Bobcat uniforms there running out. We even see a sleek, slender Shannon Leichner there running out to the tractor to make sure his father Bill is okay. Not a great pass there for Mr. Bill, and we don't see Bill wreck very often there as he took a bit of a spill. Bill, how are you doing tonight? Hey, Bill, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you, Bill. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can now.
Excellent. So I got you live here on the No Practice Podcast. We're just watching your clip from 2015 aboard the Bobcat Jr. mini rod when things didn't go as planned, and I believe that pass even got you on the front cover of a rule book for Pro Pulling League. Walk us through that wonderful pass and what was going through your mind there, Bill.
I hadn't driven a mini much, and I was learning. Everybody said, well, my coaching says, don't back out.
That's
you
right.
Can't let off on it. You can't drive it like a mod. You got to stay in it.
Mm-hmm.
That I hadn't driven it too many times, but the Bobcat kind of come up once, then twice. The next time it'd take off. Well, this time it came up once, twice, and then it tried to roll on its side. But I didn't back out soon enough.
No, you didn't. I'll give it to her. You are a good listener because you didn't back out of it. But the only thing that took off were the two front tires, I must say.
It was it crashed that. And Bettis came up, and of course the motor over revved, and Bowling Green was coming up. Bettis puts his arm around me and says, "Bill, look, the frame's still good. The frame is still good." It hurt it. And then back in the pits, he put his arm around me, had a beer in his hand, and he was just, after crashing his tractor, he was, what a gentleman.
Yeah, one thing about that guy, he wants you to run the stuff hard. I mean, you guys got the privilege of, being the caretakers of their mini rod throughout the season, and he doesn't want you to baby it. He doesn't want a conservative setup in there, does he?
No, they like to lean the fuel down. They run hard. They're very fierce competitors. We do have that in common. I don't like to run stuff as hard as he does, but it's his equipment, and he does a good job.
Yeah, so that's why if you're going to wreck something, it better be that rather than the mod, right?
That's right. That's a little easier to fix. We had to go back and build a motor so they could go to Bowling Green as a team. And God, we came back and put a new crank in a motor, was building a motor, got down to the last rod, and the rod journal was too big. And Bettis, he just takes it in stride. Luckily, we had another new crank, and they're great people to work with.
Yeah, you can't phase him. He's used to it. He's done it all. You're in this long enough, you're going to tear stuff up for sure. Have you driven a mini rod since then, Bill?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is this the worst you've ever wrecked a mini rod for sure?
That's the only crash I've ever taken on a mini rod.
The only crash.
And I don't think I've even taken a very rough ride. I mean, there's others on the Bobcat. I think Abby's got a little bit out of control, but I mean, you do a good job when you drive. You can kind of tell what's going out of control. Most times you can get out of it.
Yeah, well, it's more memorable, Bill, if you stay in it and follow things through, just like they told you to do.
Yeah, that made quite a crash and quite a photo, I guess.
Yeah, you don't make front cover of the rule book by letting out of it early. All right.
That's right.
That's
Stay
right.
in it.
Amen.
Go ahead.
Well, all right, Bill. Thanks for giving us your input on that, and thanks for checking in. And it was a beautiful pass. I'm proud of you for staying in it, I must say.
I did what I was told for a change. All right, you guys keep it on. You're doing good.
All right. Thanks, Bill. Bye.
While you were explaining that video, I had my light behind me come crashing down. So if you guys heard that, that was
I didn't even notice it. I was too busy.
a little darker. Yeah.
Chase can't run his mini to start the season because of his gimp arm.
Yeah.
That he may have a warrant out for his arrest for.
Or he's at the Playboy Mansion. We don't know.
One of the two. Yeah. So I asked him if I could run that mini in Benson. Is it Benson? Yeah, Benson has minis, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And he told me no. But I can guarantee you this. I can do that.
Yeah, it's very easy.
I can knock the front wheels off. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that as well, OJ. It's very easy. I mean, people act like it's a big deal, but there's really nothing to it. So,
well, that sled right there, that was 2015, right? So,
yeah,
talking 9 years ago, that sled and the horsepower gains and everything since then. Plus, I think that sled was new then.
A good craftsman always blames his tools. Let's not blame the sled for a wreck. I've wrecked many times. I've never blamed the sled, Adam.
I know it. I got that. We were at Hillsboro a couple years back when I was running PPL that year, and I hooked up at Hillsboro. May have been the fastest I've ever taken off in my life in a tractor, and I looked like that when I got at the end of my run too, because shit went bad quick.
Well, it happens to the best of us for sure. And
too bad Flow Racing and Mav TV, we haven't been able to recover that footage of my crash, or else I would be on the list with you guys with your guys' crashes. So
yes.
Yeah, we have no crash footage of you, just backing into the sled, Adam.
Yeah, yes, and you know what? You don't find the crash footage, so Chase will shut about it. Okay.
Hey, he's shutting up tonight, and somehow still we brought it up. OJ did it in his honor for sure. Well, speaking of people that pilot the Bobcat, I think we got a couple boys that we need to bring on here. OJ, what do you think?
I think so. We need Barry to get back in his seat, but yeah, we definitely do.
And for anybody who doesn't know, this is our first international guest.
International. Worldwide.
And
Yeah.
here as it is 7:30 p.m. Indiana time, where I live.
It is
It's
2 a.m.
2:30. Yeah, 2:30 there in the
2:30.
morning. These guys might have a pool coming up in less than 24 hours, and they're willing to stay and hang out and get on our podcast. So
Just imagine
let's bring the boys on.
Let's bring in the boys from Screamin Bobcat, Barton Berry, Mini and Mod competitors in Europe and over here in the United States.
They're looking
Gentlemen,
good.
how are we doing
Look at 'em.
tonight?
Good.
Good.
Good. How are you guys?
Doing
Good.
good. You're all
Thanks
set
for
up in the
having
shop. Did you guys take a nap and wake back up, or are you and Barry just out there slinging wrenches till 2 a.m.?
We kept working on tractors, otherwise we were afraid we were going to sleep and don't wake up at.
I feel like you made the right choice. You're on here, so that's good. Are the tractors behind you the ones that you guys have a pull tomorrow, correct?
Today, it's actually today.
Today, yes, that's excellent clarification. You only got to leave for it in what? How many hours?
Well, the pool itself starts at 2 p.m.
Yeah, but we leave our place at 11 in the morning or something like that.
Okay, so the pull starts in less than 12 hours. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like there's some planetaries maybe that need to be put in that one behind you. Just look.
Yeah, but we leave it at home tomorrow.
That one is still fucked, so
Oh, okay. You're not bringing that one. All right.
Not that one. Okay, good.
It's just the minis tomorrow.
Just the
Okay.
minis, but I see a mini behind you too, don't I?
yeah, that's one. And that's another one.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you haven't loaded yet, correct? You're bringing those
No.
two.
No.
Okay.
Piece of
What
cake with minis.
I was gonna
What
say.
about that did you see that trophy wall?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
show us that trophy wall.
Let's get a look at it.
Look at
Oh, look at that! You freaking kidding me?
That can't be all pulling. There's some
Yes,
bowling trophies or something.
It's
in
all
there.
pulling.
this. Yeah, I
All
think I've
pulling?
seen Bart up there cleaning them things a time or two in some Snapchats, but you guys don't keep that shop very dirty. It doesn't look like so.
No.
Yeah,
it's-
mostly during the winter when all the grinding and stuff is going on, building new things, then it's all dusty but then after the season we do a massive cleanup, so we go clean into the winter.
You guys got a system there. You got it going on. Is that the same shop that I was in 2009 when I visited you guys?
No, it was the dingering shop, I guess.
Ah,
But
okay.
maybe you were here. That
Yeah, I thought I came and visited you guys. I thought you guys did. You guys still
Yeah,
have your two-wheel drive pulling truck?
Oh
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I
it's the
thought I
same shop.
remembered. I thought I remembered Helma showing me like a brass-looking fuel tank for something.
Oh, yeah, it's still
Oh, yeah, it's still here.
Still here? Yes, that's it.
There it is.
Yes, from 2009. So I remember seeing that tank when I visited you guys. Like, of all the cool stuff I saw when I was over there with you guys, I have no idea why that stuck out in my mind. So I'm glad you offered me that to show me that I'm not losing my mind.
Yeah.
So, boys, now we're 2024. Your guys' season begins. What's the first pool that you guys go to here in the Netherlands?
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's tomorrow. It's the first Dutch pool, I think so.
Yeah.
There were a
What
couple-
town?
It's called Oudenhoorn. It's like a half hour below the Ahoy pool.
Okay.
So,
So-
That sounds hard.
this-
Sounds hard to spell.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oudenhoorn.
Are these big pools? Attendance wise?
Well, it's not one of the biggest
No.
pools, but yeah, you can compare with a pool like Greenville or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So how many mini rods will be there tomorrow?
15 or so.
15, yeah.
Nice.
Gotcha.
That's-
So
Was that
can you
5-0
kind of
or 1-5?
1-5.
Oh, okay. I was
15.
gonna say, holy crap! But
so for us newbies, like Tyler got to go over and obviously be with his father and pulled in Ahoy, the indoor event that no longer goes on. But take us through like how different a European event is compared to over here in the States, because you guys have like almost like a warm-up run and then a comeback for a final. So maybe walk us through how they're different in Europe as they are over here.
Yeah, the difference is that we work here almost every time with a pull-off, and it's what you call a warm-up run. Sometimes the sleds is flying the first run, but yeah, we also see that material is getting a hard time and things getting more expensive. So they put in the sleds the last 2 years, I think, a little bit heavier. And then they try to stop you at the full pull line, and then they always take 4 or 5 to the pull off. So if, for example, if there are 2 full pulls, for example, and then they take the 3 best distance underneath the full pull, and then there is always a pull off for about 4 or 5.
Do you guys prefer that over like compared to how it is here?
No, we rather do one run. It's nice to have a pull off sometimes, but
Yeah, it's probably
We
more
always-
fun, but it's not worth
We
the
always,
wait.
we always say if you can't do it the first time, then you don't do the right job.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's fair.
That's true. Well, I see sometimes it almost looks like these first passes, as you say, like you said, they used to set the sleds really light and people would really haul ass. And
Yeah.
then you'd get maybe if there's 15 tractors, you might see 6 or 8 of them again. But it's not really an easy lap, right? I mean, it may seem like we're really going to get going, but considering the speed, it also gives you a chance to get out of control easier too. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, they do still let you fly in the limited and heavy mod and the superstar class like that. But we as mini class discussed this. Yeah, we did it also in the past with the minis, but now with the big power and with the new tires, which are also less easy to drive. We took the decision together with the
whole class.
with the whole class and the sleds guy that we don't want to fly anymore. So they always try to stop us before 100 meters, which is 330 feet, something.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So I mean, all these old tires that you guys are accumulating are over here, right? In the United States. You guys don't run them over there or what?
Yeah, we run the same. We run like the Mayhill 2020 style and that kind of tires.
I still have super glue on my fingers from this afternoon from repairing another set of Pioneers.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we
for those
obviously
not to
know there's
Yeah, with mini rod tires, everybody became addicted to the way the old ones were. Everybody had them figured out, we'd like to think, and the way they performed. And Chad was just trying to make a better tire, but unfortunately, he made a tire that a lot of us didn't know what to do with. And so suddenly, these older tires, especially ones in good shape, became worth a lot of money. I'm sure we all saw on Facebook, Kevin Campbell posted the picture. Wim Dingerink from over there, I believe, bought like a brand new set. Was it Pioneers
Uncut.
or CPEX or what were they, guys?
Yeah, those Pioneers.
But they
Pioneers?
were
What did he pay for those? Do you know?
he traded with parts, I believe, for his rear ends. So.
Okay.
I
But
got you.
it has to go into the container with which we are paying. So
Yeah.
we are unloading it. So it can be happen that the tires are magically disappeared.
Yeah.
You guys
Small
switch
fee.
him out, and you're like, you guys, Kevin Campbell's a real dick. Look at this pair of crap tires he sent you. These are nothing like the picture whatsoever. He cannot be trusted.
No.
Yeah. No, it's funny.
That's a
funny.
good move. I like that. I like that plan.
Right. So, speaking of the container, you guys talk about containers. So, the whole reason we're really bringing you on the show is because there's some huge news coming out this year. You guys are sending over not just mini rod and some chassis
Yeah.
to compete in the United States, but tell us your other plans of what is going on this year with you guys.
Well, we have been talking about a new challenge over here in the Netherlands for a couple of years already because of all the driving with the minis and the mods and that kind of stuff, and we always wanted to try super stock and build one. Barry already built a couple ones for other customers. And Bettis was last year at the Madepool talking to Brent Payne, and I don't know how it came up, but Brent Payne was talking about building a mod. So 1 + 1 was 2, and Better said, yeah, why don't we trade tractors and see what that does? So we built a new light mod for Brent Payne, and he is rebuilding his Gallet tractor to come over here.
We got a picture of the new mod here up on the screen, as
Yeah.
you guys can see. That is that all brand new?
Well, the engines and the driveline is still the same, but the chassis, the roll cage, fenders,
All new.
all the parts is all
All
new.
new. And you guys build that yourself, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful piece. And so, like,
Now-
I feel like for the first time ever, there's like a wife swap of tractors going on here, like the TV show where it's like, we'll send you this, you send us this. It's beautiful. Are they? There's Barry with the tractor loaded in the container.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now,
Yeah.
also explain to us here in Europe when that tractor runs, it runs as 5,500 pounds, which is what, or what is the weight in Europe that you guys would run that tractor at?
Oh,
It's 2,500 kilos, so I think the 5,500 you call
So
this.
very, very comparable weight class wise.
Yeah.
No,
So in the
300 kilos heavier over there.
we are 5,500 pounds here.
that's what I thought. I thought the mod over there was 5,500 pounds. Over here, it's 6,000 pounds. So you guys should have like 500 more pounds than you've ever
And
had on
they
this
raised it.
chassis.
They raised it last year to 6,200.
Oh, they did. That's right. They did move it to. Boo. Boo.
Yeah. So we have a lot of movable weight.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that front weight rack just stacked absolutely full of weights there in that container photo. And so in that container as well, we see 2 mini rods that have like fenders and everything on it. And then there's like a couple of other mini rod chassis that are kind of puzzle pieced in there as well. So what is there? 4 mini rod chassis in there, and it looks like
Yeah.
2 of them are pretty well put together as far as seats and fenders and motor mounts.
Yeah, one is the new Bobcat Junior for over there, which we sold the whole complete chassis and driveline this winter. So this is a brand new one. And the other one you see with the fenders is our former European tractor we built last year, a new one for over here.
Yeah.
And we tried to sell this one in Europe, but not much reaction. So I modified the roll cage to the NTPA rules.
Ah, yes.
And so it's complete, but it's not. Yeah, it's for sale. So
So this is a sales advertisement. You're sending it over here with such confidence that you know us US boys and girls cannot resist a nice Bobcat chassis, and you know that somebody's going to scoop that baby
yeah,
up.
but Tyler, you already asked me 4 times for a price, so I was thinking if I send it over, you will automatically buy it. So,
Yeah, well, you know, I'm poor, Barry, but Bruce,
Okay.
Farmer Bruce writes all the checks, so I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to him. I
There
can't
was
do it.
one point in time Bruce may have owned every chassis that was ever built, I think, in the mini rod class.
There's a picture around here somewhere where we have like 7 or 8 mini rod chassis lined up in front of our shop, and I remember my ex-girlfriend looking at it and she was like, "That is just sick. Like, that's disgusting. You guys have that much stuff." And in my head, I was like, "Boy, this might not work out." I mean, we thought it was pretty cool. This lineup of all these different bowling chassis. We're like, hell yeah, we could have our own class if we want. But you know,
yeah.
sometimes
Right.
things are perceived a little bit differently. But nice lady. So yeah.
Yeah, and for the rest, there are two naked chassis and without fenders. So,
And those aren't sold either, but you just know that they're going to sell.
well, I don't know.
Well, okay,
You-
so you guys started building your own chassis numerous years ago, right after Wim really came over, and then you guys kind of came over the year after. Since
Yeah.
then, how many chassis have you sold? Numerous,
32.
right? How many?
32.
32.
32.
32, and that's just to the U.S. or is that Netherlands? and
Oh,
the
it's Europe as well. Since 2013, we had our first mini and drove it a couple of years, and then in 2016 we started with the planetary minis,
Mm-hmm.
and after that we built 31 new ones, so 32 including the 2013 one.
That's impressive. I feel like there was kind of a turning point there because, and I might be wrong, but I feel like originally you guys were kind of learning from tractor pulling over here, and there was kind of that 2010 year where The Dingering's came over and ran the whole series. I think it was in 2010. And then following that, in 2011, Phil Fairbanks went over with the Rat Poison tractor and ran over there the whole year. And I feel like it was sometime in those intermingling years where you guys took some stuff and ran with it. And now it almost feels a little bit like we're at times learning from you guys. Does that seem about right?
Yeah. A lot of the current chassis we built is still a little bit same. Some of the part, the rear part of the chassis is still a little bit a copy of the Red Poison of 2010.
Gotcha.
Only with the planetaries in it.
Yeah.
And Phil Fairbanks is still in our USA team. He's living far on the East Coast, so he doesn't have time to visit that pools that much. But we're still sending him data and videos, and we're still learning from him. So he's still a great asset, and we haven't So we learn still from him, and then after I think Benny Vrieman introduced the planetary rear end in 2015.
Adam Bauer was the first one who drove with it in the USA.
Then things in the minis start to how you call it? Everything went fast, Adam, you drove your first planetary chassis in 2016 with Walk the Line, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it really took off since then. Mine just weighed about 10 times as much as your guys' did.
But the greatest advantage is that you can get all the torque out of the chassis, so you don't have that stupid runs anymore.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then
the minis get crazy and it's dangerous and that kind of stuff. But if you ask Phil about his pools in the 90s and the beginning of 2000s, they were lying upside down almost every pool, from what I heard and saw. So.
Yeah. Could you imagine those? Could you imagine those tires, or could you imagine the new tires on those tractors? I mean, it'd be very interesting.
Yeah, or something for like a Jackass or something.
Right.
Yes.
So that kind of, I mean, those years are kind of intricate, I guess you'd say, or integral, however you want to say it, of blowing up the mini rod class in Europe. Because until then, it really wasn't that big of a class, was it?
No, it was like dying before 2011. We had just a couple minis, and they were all struggling with the old Firestones and couldn't drive with the C-Packs. And then the Dingerings went over, of course, and Phil came back. And the first year in 2011, Dingering and Phil were like 100 feet in front of all the others, and that changed the whole class. People started learning and how Wim and Phil teach all the other guys in Europe a lot how to deal with the tires and that kind of stuff, and that changed a lot. And so now we have a competitive class again in Europe, mostly the Netherlands, but
Phil really did share his knowledge with other competitors, so to help the class, because I think in 2010, 2009, 2010, I think there were not much left, and after that we got really a boost, and as of tomorrow we have 15 minis, which is over here a good amount of minis.
Yeah. Up until then, you guys were pulling 2-wheel drives, right?
Yeah.
Taking naps, going down the track. I mean,
what's that?
Everybody makes mistakes.
Barry, is this your guys' first pulling vehicle?
Yeah. We started with that in 2007.
Okay. And what got you guys into pulling?
Well, my dad actually visited the first pool over here in Europe in 1978 when he was 16 years old. And he was, how do you say it, already addicted to it, and he visited a lot of pools. Visited a lot of pools, and then he started working and creating his own business. So he had not that much time to visit, but he was always sponsoring the Dutch organization with his company, for promoting and helping them out. And he always said to me, when you're 16 years old, you're going to build a tractor. And I was already with him visiting events since I was 4 years old, something. And then he started sponsoring Dingerings, Lambada, since 2001. And and we became good friends with them. And then the Dingwings helped us to build together the tool drive and start driving in 2007. And then in 2009 we got the light mod. And 2013 was the first Mini we had. Yeah.
Wow. Now you guys have since parked the light mod, right? It's bringing over to the United States, but you sold the one that you won the championship with, and no longer going to compete in that class, correct?
Yeah.
No.
I thought. Right.
Are you going to be able to resist that, or are you going to build another one?
No, we already have too many tractors.
Yeah.
Too much work.
We have a limited tractor and 2 Minis, and it's
The Superstock is coming over, so a lot of learning to do over there.
yeah, probably gonna fuck up some things over there also. So
Oh yeah,
Right.
I would imagine. How many spare parts did you get with that bad girl?
We'll see what he brings in the container.
Brent says I will send some spare parts, so we trust him. So okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if
so-
it was like a, hey, we'll send you 16 spare pistons and 16 spare rods. You do the same for the tractor you're sending over here.
Yeah, we sent some parts.
Yeah, we sent some parts with it, but
especially because one engine is left-hand rotation, so we sent.
Right.
Yeah, you got to have that. So the Mini will still go to Leichner's though, correct?
Yeah.
yeah.
The Mini
Okay.
the Mini is still I call it a project or
Still the partnership with the license.
partnership with license, and we drive when we have time to come over there, and otherwise the license drive and they want to drive it. And the mod and the Superstock is really a thing between Brent and his family and together with us.
So are
Do
we
they
going to see
plan
you guys showing up here in the U.S. to drive the mod at some events? And, will Paynes go over to the Netherlands and drive the tractor over there?
That's what we talk about. That maybe we also going to drive there one or two time our tractor, and he's going to drive his Superstock over here. So
That's like a dream come true for everyone involved, isn't it?
yeah, it's win-win situation.
Yeah,
Am I
absolutely.
allowed
Now, will there be a trade back, or is this a permanent thing?
We said to each other we will first figure out 1 or 2 years driving with each with the tractors from each other, and then we decide what to do.
Okay.
Okay. So how long before you guys get your hands on that tractor and really, like, I don't know, start making changes yourself?
We don't know. We first gonna drive. We're going from superchargers to turbos, and we go from automatic clutch to a pedal clutch. So it's a lot of things to learn. So
Right.
we will see.
Right.
Let the
awesome.
newbie ask. Let the podcast newbie.
Oh,
ask
sorry.
the
Sorry. We almost
Yeah.
forgot. We almost
Yeah,
forgot.
sorry,
bring
guys.
you out
You
of my
notice that?
question. Yeah. So yeah, I'm interested. I mean, our first international guest, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for asking this, but which geography, between the U.S. and Europe, what do you find the most competitive between the two?
I don't know. It's just the culture is pretty much the same. So the people that do pulling in the US are the same as the people that do pulling over here in Europe. It's like a kind of culture. So not that much difference, but yeah.
Now, damn it, Bart, is it easier to win at Mate or is it easier to win at Bowling Green? We need an answer here.
Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, get into it.
Oh, it's easier to win at Made. Bowling Green with 50 minis. It's
You also
you have to. Yeah, you need some luck as well.
Right.
But it's the
Well, I don't
mecca,
know, you
right?
guys-
That's what you look forward to. Is that
Yeah,
Bowling
you guys
Green
don't
trip.
seem to need luck though. You don't seem to have much of a struggle with winning that over there.
No.
Barry, do you agree with that answer? Or?
Yeah, but we have. My dad is always saying fuel is expensive, so lean down a bit. So also
I love that.
That's why he was covered in oil 2 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? It got the win, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think ultimately everybody has their rounds where they're really doing good, and it makes better competitors of all of us. I mean, it's been a struggle watching you guys having as much success as you have. Considering that, like Tyler said, it seemed like years ago you were learning from us, and now we're kind of like learning from you on how things have changed. I think some of it probably helped when they changed the tracks over here to a little bit longer.
Mhm.
And that was more or less what you guys were already pulling at that point in time. Were a little bit longer tracks.
Yeah.
And then you guys purchased a sled kind of like ours over in Europe, and it really improved your guys's. I mean, the sleds were getting to be maybe a little unsafe and a little bit too light.
Yeah.
I commend the guy that used to sit on that other sled with the helmet and the 5-point harness on, dragging that thing 40-something mile an hour down the track. That was pretty interesting. But since you guys do come over to the United States a lot, what are you guys are all about business. You come over here, you work, you go to the events, you know, you really are competitive and focus on the tractor pulling side of it. But when you are here, where are some of the places that you've liked to visit, you know, that you have visited and liked or want to visit that you haven't?
Well,
We don't see that many more than just the pulling event. But
we went to a couple years ago, right after COVID, when we were allowed to travel again. We went with Bill and his girlfriend to LA to the Pomona drag race.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
went for a couple days to Vegas just to have some fun and be over with everybody again.
See a bunch of homeless bums or what?
Oh yeah, enough.
All right. So what's a bigger party, the red light district or Las Vegas?
well, we went with, to the Red White District with Adam Bauer, so that was way more fun.
Way more fun.
Well, I would imagine. We probably shouldn't get into those stories, though, should we?
No, better not to share.
Better not to share. Better to let the people wonder. Okay.
Yeah.
So other than that, you haven't really seen anything too interesting over here in the U.S. You never went and saw like
I've
the
been
world.
2 times in New York, and but yeah.
We have been to some cities during traveling and that kind of stuff, but it's not that we.
Over here, we also live a little bit on the countryside. We are also not so. I think the couple of times that I visit Amsterdam is maybe 2 times or something in my life. It's also so I don't really care about the big cities or whatever. I like to go to Bowling Green and drive a little bit around on the field banks and have fun. And
Yes,
that's
of course. Now, speaking of driving around at polls, Bart, tell us about the time when you were in Hillsboro going on a little adventure in the countryside and how that ended up.
Yeah, that was a good one. We just bored at Hillsboro at that afternoon and just saying to Barry, yeah, let's go take one of the gators that was over there and take a drive to town over there. So we went over to a little back road or something, and Barry turned around and said, yeah, maybe we can drive back through this way. So went to a little...
That was an open fence with an open field, and I said, I believe behind, in the end of the field, there's a little wood, and behind there's the pool. Maybe we can go through this field. But
yeah, why not?
It was a dead end, so we had to go back. And then I said to Bart, there's standing a guy at the entrance of the field at the fence. And then we drove closer and closer. And then Bart said he has a gun. so
he has a what?
We drove to him like this.
So he has a big shotgun pointed at us.
Big shotgun pointed at us, and he was all shaking and nervous. And what are you doing on my land? And what are you tried to steal? So I tried to explain what we are trying to do, going back to the pool. And he said, where are you from? From the Netherlands. So that made it even more worse. He said, the Netherlands, that's not possible. I said, yes, it's possible.
He wanted to call the sheriff. And
he wanted to call the sheriff, and he's still pointing a big shotgun at us. I think only 5 feet away from us.
Yeah, that's when you say, sorry, we can't read the signs. We can't read
it. So Barry said to me, should I just hit the throttle and go away, but we have to go through him. So I said, I don't want a bullet in my head, so probably just wait and see what happens.
So then he said, I'm going to call the sheriff, and then
then his wife came or something like that, and she was a bit more easy and said, yeah, just never come back and go away. Yeah, we said, no problem, we never come back.
That's that American hospitality for you right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
He
So
must have had
speaking
some
of that,
buried treasure back there or something.
speaking of that, the gun laws are a little bit more strict in the Netherlands, are they not?
We don't. You're not allowed to wear any guns.
Was that the first time somebody pulled a gun on you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I really shit my pants. I was never so afraid to fly.
Yeah, and it don't help that the guy's shaking. Like,
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
wow.
So yeah.
Here you're sitting there. Everything we've been through, this is how it's going to end.
Now we know why you really don't travel outside the pools. I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of whenever the Dingerinks came over here that first year, and they literally shipped the truck, trailer, tractor, everything over.
Yeah.
And I think it was Willem. He was he's just out cruising down the road somewhere in Indiana, which is a no-no for the Indiana Department of Transportation. And I think they pulled him over and basically towed his truck, and they had to get another truck to pull the trailer to the pool, and it was a fiasco.
Yeah, it had to do with the marketing that was with all the decals on the trailer and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
They didn't have a DOT number. And,
no DOT number, no license plate. Yeah, I'm sure.
Was also a nice story of Willem. He was running around on the campground or the
was in the
Endeley pull-off.
Yes,
and,
I was there for that. I was going to tell this story. Is that when the cops showed up?
Yeah.
He walked away with some beers, started running.
Yes, and they basically tackled him. The police did at the Enderley, right? They tackled him to the ground. It's pretty much the only, like, he didn't have a ton of English in him, right? But what was the one phrase he knew?
Yeah, so he was thinking, well, I'm close to the trailer. Let's go back to the trailer, and they can help me over there. But he didn't make it to the trailer.
He didn't make it to the trailer?
No, and then Craig Randall went to the police station and
together with Helma, I think.
With my mom and to explain everything, because Willem didn't speak that very well English. So yeah.
Yeah, because how old is he? How old was he at the time?
He's
late
now
60s,
63 or something like
Yeah.
that.
So to set the full scene, the pull is over. It's nighttime. We're by the trailer, drinking beer, hanging out. And all of a sudden, some cops are rolling up, telling everybody, apparently, you can't even drink beer there. Like, this isn't a tractor pull or something, and there's not just going to be a ton of people drinking beer. From what I know, nobody told us we weren't allowed to drink or anything. And so this poor guy's just enjoying a cold one after the event. Next thing you know, he's getting tackled to the ground. And I think it was Ted was over here. I believe that's his name. And I was by him having a beer. And the cop came up to Ted, and he said, "Hey, you got to dump that out." And he goes, "Oh, if you insist." And he tips his head back and he pours the whole beer right into his mouth. And the cop just looks at him and shakes his head. And Ted reaches into the cooler, grabs another beer, cracks it open. And the cop smacks him in the stomach, and he's like, "Hey, now you got to dump that out too." And he goes, "Oh, you're fucking killing me." Poured that one in his mouth too. I'm like, "Yeah, you better stop doing that. The cops here don't play."
Budweiser too, I'm sure. It was not the piss water that you guys talk about that we drink.
Yeah, you guys always like the Bud Heavies, don't you?
Yeah.
They like the real stuff.
This is a good beer.
That is a good beer.
What is that called?
It's called Het of Jan.
Ah, yes, of course.
Oh, this might be a perfect time for OJ's segment that he wanted to talk to you guys about.
Well, no, it is a perfect time, but I want to get into. I mean, I think we have to do the segment that everybody waits for first. Tyler's. Oh. So Bart and Barry, I'm sure you've watched the podcast, like hundreds of thousands of other people around the world. That's my best Chase impression.
I was going to say that's Chase.
Yeah, that's Chase. So, you know about rapid fire questions?
Yeah.
So
are you ready for this?
We need a quick answer. It doesn't have to be the right answer, but it's got to be fast.
Give him the spiel, Tyler. Yeah. Quick answer. First thing.
Yep. First thing that comes to your mind. We don't need any explanation. We'll just roll through right into the next question. And you guys can both answer the questions. Obviously, we want to hear from both of you. As we ask these, which one of you wants to go first?
You go first. Oh, I go first.
All right.
I'm gonna throw them on.
Barry's going to go first. And Bart, you have to answer the same questions, though. In the whole entire world, is there more doors or wheels?
Wheels.
Doors.
Would you rather eat pizza for breakfast every day for the rest of your life or pancakes for supper every day for the rest of your life?
Pancakes is supper.
Pizza.
Do you believe in aliens?
What?
Do you believe in aliens?
Do you believe in aliens? No.
No.
No? Okay. What does Europe do better than America? Come on.
Don't
Better
say
be
health.
here.
I was going to say, don't say healthcare. I'll smack you.
Bart, what do you think?
What Europe has better than America?
Yeah, what do they do better? Barry says beer.
Bicycles.
What came first, the color orange or the fruit orange?
The color orange.
Fruit.
Bart. Who drinks more beer, European pulling fans or American pulling fans?
American pulling fans, but they drink water all night.
Barry gunning after those light beer drinkers. Bart, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I think the Europeans drink a lot as well.
Okay. Other than tractor pulling, what is your favorite way to spend a weekend?
Playing with my kids.
Bart?
Yes, nothing else.
No.
Ah, damn it, Bart. Come on.
Hang out with friends and do fun things.
Yeah, I've gotten some Snapchats of that. What country treats pullers better, America or Europe?
America.
Have you ever been to the Autobahn, and what is the fastest you've ever gone on it?
250 kilometers per hour.
Yeah. We were in the same car, so
Oh, you were in the same car, so same answer. All right.
I was driving.
For
we had
us,
to go to a pool fest. So
for us stupid people.
We had a pool in the afternoon in the Netherlands, and we had a pool in the night in France.
All right. Somebody smarter than me is going to have to run a mile per hour conversion on that. So
I'm working on it.
All
Us
right.
Americans, if we would just switch over to the metric system like the rest of the world.
Yeah, well, we're not going to do that. All right. Oh, are we gonna get a breakdown of the conversion here, quick? Put the pause in the action.
it's almost there.
It's almost there. Yeah.
250
This is how complicated it is.
All right. Well, I mean, we can put a pin in that, guys. We can come back
This is
to
still faster than Chase's math with
that.
Louisville.
Yeah, that's true. All right. It can't be pulling related. Tell us something you are good at. Rapid fire.
Making cat drawings.
Making cat drawings?
Yeah.
Okay. I love that answer, Barry. Very
That's a
good.
great
Bart,
answer.
what do you think?
What I'm good at. No pulling.
Texting girls.
Texting girls. Barry answering for Bart. I love it. All right. Last one, guys. Very important. Pay attention. Who could chug a dozen raw eggs faster? Brian Knox or Shannon Leischner?
Brian.
A dozen eggs?
Yeah, a dozen raw eggs. You just got to drink them, like cracked into a glass.
Have you ever been to have dinner or something with Brian?
Oh, yeah. That boy can eat.
You're
going, Brian? All right. Nobody thinks Shannon can chug raw eggs. I like it, gentlemen. That's it. All right. Now we can take the time to run the kilometers per hour conversion to miles.
160 miles per hour.
160 miles per hour on the Autobahn. What were you driving?
Nice.
My dad's Audi.
Nice.
Oh.
Is that all it had in it? Or did you just get scared?
Well, it was limited, I think.
Yeah,
so.
it's limited.
Oh, at 160? That's no fun.
No.
It was
Corvette would go faster.
But you don't have that more flat roads as we have.
Yeah, I know. We can't even people think the road I live on's the Autobahn. We got people flying up and down it. It's just a little bit.
That's why all the cop shows up every time at the front of your yard.
My house. You're right. Yeah, the cops hanging out. Right. That's fun.
First
All right.
time I went to the US and I was on the highway at the Chicago. I thought, what the fuck was this? All holes in the road and tires
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
We don't have
Chicago may or may not be an armpit. I'm just saying. Love Chicago,
But
Hey,
Ohio Turnpike and that kind of stuff was just pretty nice.
right?
Yeah. Speaking of Chicago, I feel like there's a good story about my sister having to bring you guys to Chicago. You want to tell that one?
Yeah, it was back in 2013.
Yeah, it
I
was
think the
good.
first year we went to the Mini and we went to Bowling Green, Greenville, and the last pool we went to was at your local pool. What? Hutchinson?
Hudsonville, Michigan.
Hudsonville.
Hutchinson?
That's right.
Yeah. So we pulled there and we Bill Humco transported our Mini and
Yeah.
we went there with the rental car and well, all the pooling was done. We all parked our Minis in your trailer, of Bruce's trailer.
Yeah.
So we were ready to go to the airport, but
You're
nobody
ready?
had the keys of the rental car.
Uh-oh.
So everybody was looking and nobody had it.
Yeah.
Then Wayne Purses tried to manipulate the starter, tried to start the engine. The only thing he said was big smoke, but there was no engine running. So we had to go to the airport to catch the airplane.
What did you
Then,
do?
Yeah,
Then there was
Monica showed up.
Monica showed
Yeah.
up. I can bring you.
For those people that don't know, Monica is my sister. So because it's our local fair, my sister is there, and she's like, "Yeah, guys, I'll bring you."
Half drunk.
Yes.
I'll bring
Yeah.
you to
Well,
the
she had
airport.
maybe had a couple of drinks, and the hilarious thing about that is, my mom also happened to be there, and she didn't really know you guys at all. And so here you have my sister volunteering this group of like strange, funny talking men, and my sister's like, "Yeah, I'll drive you guys to Chicago, no problem." And I remember my mom freaking out on you guys because it was like a collision of worlds. Because like my mom's in this world, she doesn't interact with you guys. I know you guys, and now all of a sudden I've got my mom coming at you guys like, "Monica, you can't leave with them," and she's like, "No, Mom, I'm gonna take them to Chicago." No, that was stressful to say the least.
I remember you were saying to your mom, "Hey, Mom, don't care. They put about 2 minis in our trailer, about more than $200,000. We can trust them."
Yeah. So here you guys are trusting us, with all of your stuff. And my mom's like, "I don't trust them one bit." I'm like, "Well, they trust us an awful lot." So yeah.
So Monica was she had a couple of beers. So Wim van Baden was driving to the airport. He doesn't drink alcohol. He didn't drink at all.
Yeah.
And she was partying the whole time in the car and putting music on. And she was, "Do you know this song?" And she was going crazy. And we were with our 6 people or something. And we were in a little
5, I think. It was Jordy and Wouter and Wim.
But we were sitting on each other's lap because there was so less space in the car. And we went there in Chicago at 4 a.m. or something.
Yeah, something like that. And so we parked the car over there and said to your sister, "Well, take a couple hours of sleep before you go on the drive." And because she was still drinking beer and stuff. So before we went into the gate into the terminal, your sister was already gone.
Oh! I didn't know that's how that ended.
We gave her about a couple of $100 so you could take a hotel, but we were standing in the terminal. We just saw her driving away.
Yeah, she got a couple $100. She's like, "Fuck, I'm getting some more beer."
Yeah, she was
Probably.
in her defense, she was probably drinking non-alcoholic beer all night, so I'm sure she was going to drive. Yeah. Mom, if you're listening, it was non-alcoholic beer.
That's
we
a
don't
long
need,
time.
Yeah, we don't need my mom to come after you guys again. You got to be careful. She's pretty ruthless. So my favorite part about that story is I knew the minivan that was sitting there as the rental car, and because the pull had just happened, that was our whole week for that fair. And so I continued to go, for the motocross race and the demolition derby and so on and so forth. And obviously the rental car was parked in the pits where, all of the, people participating park. And every single day I went there, there was your rental car minivan with people kind of parked around it, and it messed up the flow of parking, and it sat there for like 2 weeks. I feel like what happened to that?
We only get a bill for losing the key of the car, because by accident we did all the insurance and stuff at the
nice
airport.
move.
So we only had to pay like $60 for a new key or something like that.
I remember we already complaining when we pick up the rental car. We got the invoice on paper. It was way more expensive than we thought it was. But that's why, because the guy sold us all the insurance. But in the end, it was maybe better to have that. And I think we only paid $50 for losing the key.
Yeah.
So you don't even know who picked that rental car up and ever returned it?
No, we never heard anything about it again.
A real testament to the walkaway insurance policy on rental car vehicles. I mean, you can fly from another country, rent one, leave it at a local fairgrounds, walk away, and never give it another care in the world.
Yeah, but it gives a good story.
Yeah. That's I had actually forgotten about that one until we started talking. That's a classic right there.
Yeah.
Well, just a FYI, if you guys wonder, if I happen to cut off here, it's only probably because their building's gonna get taken away. We got bad weather coming in again for the third time today, so if I cut out, it's weather related.
Is it tornadoes or is it like thunderstorms?
I guess we'll find out. So
okay, that's a bold approach. You guys get tornadoes over there? Or?
No. Only when I have a fart. For the rest,
Tyler, they don't even have rocks in their pulling tracks. They don't have tornadoes.
Is that true? You guys don't have rocks in your pulling tracks?
In the Netherlands, we don't have.
Because we are all below sea level, so it's real clay and sandy.
Okay.
So you would say that the tracks generally are better in the Netherlands than in the United States?
Well, I don't say better, it's different. It's real river clay, it's more tough clay. And in the US, it's more sandy, a little bit more.
It takes more power over.
Our tracks, I think the tracks in the one track that comes close to our tracks is Toma.
Gotcha, yeah. Toma's a pretty good one. But yeah, I guess for the clay that you're talking about, it's more on a fine line. If they get it too wet, it's slippery.
Yeah.
Or if it's too dry, it's hard and it tears tires up.
For example, if we have rain here, we have to cover the track. Otherwise, it's it's get too much water in it, and you can't scrape it off because it sucks it in.
Just like a sponge.
In the US, it's just the top layer. You scrape it off, and you can you do some work on it, and you can go. But in the Netherlands, if it's raining and you let the track open, it's because of the fat river clay. It's impossible to have a good track for pulling in.
Gotcha.
Every event has its own tarp.
Oh, I got you. So,
oh wow.
Yeah.
Hope somebody's listening out there. That's all I got to say.
Some promoters.
It makes a lot quicker show as well, because there's a little rain and just cover the track, and then when the rain is done, just 10 minutes, take the cover off, do some scraping, and then go again.
Yeah.
It seems so easy, really, when you say it like that. Like it
Yeah,
seems
but
like
we have to also, because we are so close to the sea. There can be rain showers created in no time, from the sea. So that's
right.
Really, and some promoters even have a kind of rolling system on the back of a tractor. They drive the tractor on the track. They pulled out of the tarp, and the tractor rolls off the wall to the end of the track. And I think they got the track covered in 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Wow.
That sounds pretty nice, I'm not going to lie.
The only thing that compares to that is Chapel Hill. Those guys run out there and they get it covered up quick and they do a good job. I've always thought that it should be part of the deal. If you're going to be putting on a 2-day event, 2 to 3 day event, it almost needs to be mandatory that you have a tarp to cover it up, because so many events are canceled because they get a rain shower. And it literally, like at Toma numerous times, it'll rain and the rain quits and we could pull, but then it becomes too late. By the time they get done messing with the track, it's too late. So a lot of times they cancel.
And the fans are gone and everybody, it's not the time for pulling.
So I noticed what you guys said earlier, and maybe this can segue into my question we kind of ask everybody, if you were in charge of pulling for it, if you were in charge of pulling, what would you change? Now, coming from Europe, where you guys obviously do things totally different, sounds to me like the pulls start a little bit earlier. It's more of an all-day affair. You guys kind of run a heat lap, and then it gives it a little time. They might run some other classes, and they bring you back a little bit later. So if you guys were in charge of pulling over here and setting up the events or anything that you think could make the sport better, what would you guys like to see the Americans adapt in pulling?
It's hard to say because we like to come over there to do a little bit different kind of pulling than we do over here. So it's hard to say what to make better. But yeah, I think some tracks can be improved. I've been driven on the desert of Goshen, which is
Yeah.
which is you imagine you have to fly for 9 hours and then you have to drive on that kind of track. But yeah.
Right.
I think in Europe it's more a bit like entertainment around the track and stuff like that. It's more like parties besides the pools.
Yeah, even between the pools, sometimes you have to wait because they have to prepare the track. They tune up the music. Then the announcer stops talking and they put on music, whatever. They have. I think 90% of the promoters over here have a little family town where little kids can play on air cushions, pedal tractors, and that kind of stuff. So yeah,
it's more like an all family entertaining.
Which in America also because it's a fair, but this in Europe it's an event specially organized for tractor pulling without a big fair, and the next day another.
You guys have more or less standalone events that are pulling centric, where a lot of the times we're tagging in on a fair or what have you. So basically. And I agree with you 100%. You guys do bring a level of entertainment to the pulling with the music, upbeat announcers. You see, I see pictures and videos of your announcer at like the full pull mark while they're going down there, and he's fist pumping bigger than anybody on the team is. It's like this guy's in it.
Yeah. What do they say? Yibbity beep.
It's the same like ole ole ole.
Yes,
I got you.
Barry loves the oles.
Yeah, I love
Bowling Green come about 3 or 4 in the morning. You can just hear off in the distance. Ole ole ole. I remember one time telling Barry, I'm like, Barry, maybe enough of the oles. And Barry says, no, Tyler, I love the oles.
I think there was no beer involved at that time.
No beer whatsoever.
All right. Well, before we get into any more of these awesome pulling questions, I think our awesome third host that we've barely involved, and I'm sorry,
backstage
AJ.
Producer guy,
backstage producer, get backstage, boy. OJ has a pretty cool little segment here that maybe you can be a little teach us something about the European culture. So OJ, introduce our new segment for the
we're giving you a wild card here because besides the fact that you guys talk with a more sexy accent than we do, you also have a very I've looked this up because I've met some Dutch friends over time, and you have a certain cuisine, a very different taste in food than we do.
Food palette is a tad bit different.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you some pictures here, and you tell me, Barry and Bart, what these are, because most of our viewers won't know what this is. But these are some specific Dutch dishes. Let's see if you get these right. So what am I showing you here?
Bitterballen.
Yeah. What is that, boys?
What is that?
It's
Bitterballen.
like slow cooked meat
Yeah,
with a
it's
little bit
fried with a little crust on it.
fried with a little course around.
So what is that? Was it like
Is this
fried cat? I mean, is it beef?
is this
Is it
is
cat?
this
Pork?
testicular meat,
beef.
gentlemen?
Beef.
Is
It's
this
beef.
testicular meat?
It's slow cooked. It's slow cooked beef, and then rumbled with a layer, and then fried.
Is it pretty good?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah. Oh, no question. All right. I kind of
Is
want
that
one of
an
those.
appetizer food?
Yeah, you do it with a beer in the afternoon after a day of work.
Gotcha.
Oh, I
Awesome.
could kill a plate of those right now, no question.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. What else
All
we
right,
got?
they're 1 for 1.
Yep.
And that's a good one. I've had that one before. That's the only dish I've had. What do we have here, boys? What is this?
Oliebollen. Oliebollen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What is this?
Well, it's typical. You eat this typical with Christmas and end of the year.
Yeah. New Year's Eve and that kind of
New
stuff.
Year's Eve. It's I think it's pancake material and then fried.
Well, that don't sound too bad.
No, it's what we call a donut.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
That's
That
a
one looks
donut
pretty
with
nice.
sugar
Yeah.
on top of it.
And then you
Yeah, and it's fried and warm. You have to eat it warm with,
have to eat
with
it
sugar.
With sugar.
Okay.
Gotta
2
have
out
the
of
sugar.
2. I would eat these for sure.
2 out of 2. Yeah, we're gonna transition here in a minute.
Yeah.
But let's throw up one more. This is one more I'm familiar with. What is this?
Okay.
Stroopwafel.
All right,
This
this
is one.
this is particular. How do you pronounce it?
Stroopwafel.
Stroop waffle with a long O, a stroop waffle. What's a
Yeah.
stroop waffle?
It's a cookie with a layer of sugar syrup between it.
Yeah. It looks pretty juicy.
And if I'm right,
No. Don't. It's almost like a. I will know this because Helma, Barry's mom, gave us a package of those, and I ate it in one setting. I ate the whole package. They're very
What-
good.
so
It's
Well,
like
I'm
a caramel. It's almost like a caramel in between 2 cookies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
very, very good.
So
Hang
correct
on.
me if I'm wrong, but the proper way to eat a stroopwafel is to put it
Yeah.
on top of your coffee.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heats it up.
Heats it up, it melts the caramel, and it makes it even more tasteful
Yes.
to eat.
Okay. So they're pretty small.
Well,
No,
No,
I wouldn't say. Tyler,
Well,
I would say they're
Adam,
probably
the way you said I ate it in one setting, I thought you were saying like this thing's 12 inches in diameter.
No,
Of
no.
course you ate it
I'm
in one
talking
setting.
a
It's the size
package.
of a cookie.
I'm talking a package that's
Oh, a
about
package,
the size
okay.
of the size of this can here. It was
Yeah.
wrapped up and they're all stacked together.
Okay.
I maybe
okay.
ate a, I don't know, 10 of them in one setting. Maybe the whole package. Can't remember. They were very, very good.
Yeah, those look pretty delicious. What else?
yeah,
we got?
they're typical Dutch. So yeah, some people even warm them up in the coffee, and sometimes they dip it in the coffee. But
Oh, you're dunking. Okay.
that's not
Yeah,
something
yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
I could get down with that.
Well, I mean,
All
based
right.
on that,
I always, when I come over, I always give a pack of 5 to Brian Knox, and there are still customers of him complaining that they find pieces of stroopwafel in their engines.
Of course, yes.
You can't put them down.
It's a real rite of passage.
Yeah.
so based on that, as a chubby guy in the U.S., looking at some of your top products, I want to move to the Netherlands, but but
Yeah. How does Bart stay so skinny, Barry?
Yeah, we also don't know.
They don't feed him.
Yeah,
Not
do you guys,
eat.
If I already look to a beer or to a stroopwafel, I already gain 5 pounds, and he eats and drinks, and he never gains any pounds. So
yeah, that's not fair.
So that brings us to the next part of our segment, unfortunately, about the other side of Dutch cuisine. So let me give this quick intro.
How about no, you crazy Dutch bastard?
And the reason we play that is because you guys have a couple things you have to explain.
Okay.
Here's the first. What the hell is this? What is this?
Frikandel. Typical Dutch snack.
That's a snack.
No,
Looks like a roller dog at a gas
It's like
station.
a sausage made from
it's all kinds of
meat
together.
it's they make it from all kind of mixed meats with
Okay.
It's fried.
then it's fried.
It's
I'm
not
noticing one thing here. There's a lot of fried foods.
Yeah.
This doesn't look edible. This looks like a fried cow artifice.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably eat that too.
You think you did?
Oh
too?
yeah.
Yeah, I'd get up in there.
With
Here's
some
the worst-
mayonnaise and curry and onions on it.
Oh,
Here's
I
the
don't know
worst
if I
thing.
can do mayonnaise.
This is the worst thing. You took such a great part of American culture, the French fry.
Wait,
And you turned
American culture, and it says French fry.
No. We believe
Nothing's more American than French fries.
I didn't claim that we invented it, but it is a staple of what we're about. And you turned it into this. Try to explain this. What is that?
It's a puntzak. It's French fries in a bag that's in a point, and on top they put mayonnaise, peanut sauce, and onions.
Peanut sauce and onions on top of French fries.
So peanut butter?
Well, not completely like that.
It's different.
We call it satay.
It definitely looks French because the French are very highly they're very high on mayonnaise.
Yeah. Well, we also hire mayonnaise.
So you guys have, like they say in France, the royal with cheese is the burger? No?
I don't
know.
No, that must be a French thing.
That peanut butter sauce that we saw there, that will occasionally come on meats in restaurants as well, correct?
Yeah, they do it on all kind of meats.
I remember being over there and getting a steak and being like, all right, fellas, what's going on here? One, why is this piece of meat so small? And two, what's it covered with? It's like we were at a nice restaurant, so, this piece of meat's like this big and like it's clearly delicious. It's expertly cooked and everything, but it was covered with that little peanut butter sauce. And it was pretty good.
Is there anything they don't just smother in sugar over there?
Yeah. It's more sensible ingredients than what we have over here.
Yeah.
Is there any food over here in America that you basically can't get in Europe?
Can't think of anything.
Hash browns we don't have.
I can't think of anything, but
you guys are every restaurant you can get fried onions, and that's not a real typical thing.
Onion rings?
Fried onions.
Onion rings. Yeah. This is sounding bad for us.
Yeah, but this bowl of onion that
blooming onion.
A blooming onion.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little shout out to Outback Steakhouse with blooming onion there.
Yeah.
Let it be known the U.S. does a great job of frying an onion.
Yeah.
They do a great job of stealing other people's food and calling it their own too. Like French fries.
That happens also here.
Yeah,
But Tyler is right. The sticks over there are maybe 2 or 3 times bigger than over here.
Yeah, you gotta like that.
Well, because I'm sure they're now. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's probably organic over there, right? Most foods are organic.
But everything is bigger in the US. Even if when you go to the McDonald's, when you can get a free refill, we don't have free refills over here.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the U.S.
So
has free refills.
I think Wim made it pretty evident when he came over. We asked him, what is a big difference between Europe and here? And he says when you go to the store and the variety on the shelf, like in the Netherlands, you have maybe 2 or 3 choices for certain products, where over here there might be 20 different products. Is that correct?
Yeah. I remember me the first time going into the Walmart, I was thinking, I never experienced so much big and so much choice and so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where we have all different small stores, and the supermarket is like one aisle of the Walmart, something like that.
And sometimes, and most of the times, also the portions of the food. When you order a large French fries over here, it's the same as small over there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we also
Capitalism.
We like our people fat here, is what
Yeah.
it is. You know.
yeah, we like our
Well, I
people.
don't. But you can also order a bucket full of fries. The first time I saw some guy walking in Bowling Green with a bucket full of fries, I took a picture because I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you're like, look at this fat ass walking around with a bucket of fries.
Yeah, I'll bet he was in great shape for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was not.
We did it.
So
He had
do you,
some good ground pressure.
when you guys come over here, do you gain a couple of pounds then? Put on a couple
I
kilos?
do. Bart
Yeah.
never does.
No, mostly not because
Yeah, Bart just doesn't put on weight, does he?
No.
Bart is the
not
most.
much.
Bart is the best mini driver there is.
Seriously, what's that little rascal weigh? Bart, how many lbs you putting down?
130, 135.
Not bad. Man, what I'd do to weigh that. Shoo!
Yeah.
Then maybe I'd actually move my seat back where NTPA wants me to.
Yeah.
Right.
What I do to be 12 again?
Yeah.
right. Now, speaking of Bowling Green, another question we like to ask: do you guys have like a favorite Bowling Green campground memory that comes to your mind? Of you show up and you're like, "What the hell is this place?" Like, is there something that sticks in your mind about the campground at Bowling Green?
Well, campground Bowling Green is always special, but
So there was one year there was rain. Everybody didn't go to the campground, and then at 12 o'clock or just after midnight, the rain stopped, and everybody went to the campground. There was no police anymore. Things got really bad then.
I think Tyler remembers that one as well.
You're gonna have to give me some things to jog my memory here, Bart. What went down then?
When we drive like crazy guys over the ground.
Yep. I do recall that. Yeah.
What was the name of that guy that pulled you over?
Oh yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if we want to bring that up. Bart, memory officially jogged. I understand now.
Yeah. But we came
Don't
to
want to talk.
the route eventually, so
Yeah, we made friends with him for sure.
yeah.
We always win him over in the end, don't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for
We
sure.
always go
What
to
did you think? What's that, Barry?
Oh, we always like to go to the shots bar, in the back end of the campground.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
get some
shots
animal
bar's a good
cracker
place.
shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tradition for sure. What was it like the very first time you went to Bowling Green, or did people tell you kind of about it?
Well, the first time I went was in 2006 because then was the time we went there and buy parts for
boy.
the cars. But I was 15 years old. But I remember when I was with Lambala, things got more crazy. So but things got really out of range when we got the fill banks and gonna drive on the campground and do
The time when we got friends with you, Tyler, then things got out of hand.
No. I'm sure I was. I'm sure I was a very good influence in taming things down for sure.
Oh yeah.
Was it that wild back in like 2006 as it is now?
Well, I was 15 years old and I was just visiting the pool with my mom and dad, and we were buying we were staying in the hotel,
Yeah.
And the first couple of times we stayed also in the hotel, and now we have our own camper there, and we can sleep on the on fairgrounds, and then you're part of the gang, And then
That's the way to go for sure.
You got Fairbanks' old gator out there cruising around.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
15 people.
That's the only pool every year that he wakes up out of the barn from the license. Have to pump up all the tires again and make sure the engine runs again, only for Bowling Green.
Only for Bowling Green.
Formerly known as the Phil Banks, which is
Yeah.
Phil Fairbanks' old gator. I love the Phil Banks.
Yeah.
Good times.
It's a
Good
classic.
times. So
It's a classic.
only you guys, I feel like, are part of a select group of people that can answer what is the biggest tractor pull in the world. You guys have Made over there. Made, how do you pronounce it?
Made,
Yeah.
yeah. Made.
Made. And you guys have been to Bowling Green. Are those the two top runners?
Yeah. But they are big, but they are also completely different from each other. You know, Bowling Green is just big because it's a big area with a big campground and
A lot of pullers.
lot of tractors. And Made is not only pulling; they have two big tents standing on the fields where they can hold about maybe 10,000 people.
10,000 people just to have
And
a party.
the best bands and the best DJs of the country play there, and it's like a big festival.
Is that this video I have, Tyler?
Yeah. Give that a play.
Can I give this a play? Okay.
Yeah.
This is the European Super Pool, is Made, as they say, right?
It's 3 days of pulling. It's 3 days of pulling on 3 tracks. So that's
Oh man, we don't have that here in the U.S. now, do we? No.
Well, so it's
Yes.
just basically a big field.
There's the
Yep.
there's the facility there with the tracks.
And it's transformed into
Oh,
that.
wow.
So they bring in everything.
yeah. They have stock tractors. They have carpooling. They have
Oh,
truck
there's the
pulling.
concert too. That looks like a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, little flat nose trucks. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's beer there as well. I see. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, a lot of beer.
Okay.
That's the biggest one of Europe, and every guy that loves pulling in Europe shows up at that weekend. And,
Every class of Europe drives on that event.
yeah.
Okay. Very
Starts
very cool.
Friday afternoon and then till Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Nice. Have you
Is
guys
there
gotten the big
anything?
win?
Is there anything different about that event compared to the rest of yours? Do you have to? Is the qualifications different, or
These guys of the Made Pool, they really start the initiative about pooling, and then in the evening party with a big tent, and now other promoters are also following that. Get a total entertainment, because at the Made Pool, a lot of people visit the pool during the day, maybe 10, 15,000 people. But then also in the night there are more people coming, but they are not coming for the tractor pool, but they just come for the music in the tents and that kind of stuff.
I gotta say that doesn't sound bad.
No, it doesn't. I kind of like that. I mean,
no? I really like the fact that you guys start the pools a little earlier in the afternoon and they get done quicker, so you are able to, have entertainment at night. Plus, young kids and stuff. Over here, it's kind of always been very weird to me that we start these events at 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And 9:30, people have driven in from far away, or they got a hotel, or they have kids. Sometimes kids have to go to bed, so people will leave. And I think they might miss their class.
I think in Made all the days the pool ends at latest 9 in the evening, and then the party starts, and people that hang around for the party or just come for the party are at the grounds.
Yeah, I mean that's like going out to the bars at night. You don't go to the bars at 7 o'clock at night. You go a little bit later, so it's kind of like a smooth transition right into a party.
Yeah, we got a good question here. Why aren't there more night pools in Europe?
Well, there are night pools, but we start more. Yeah, we start earlier, and we don't go to 11 or 12 o'clock in the night. And most of the pools are done at 9 or 10.
Only in France. In France, we have been pooling at 2
a.m.
2 a.m.
Oh, that doesn't sound great.
And there's still like 15,000 people just sitting on their asses on the grounds and watching the pool.
They're not doing that over here. I can tell you that.
all the kids are sleeping with their headphones on, and the crowd is still going crazy when you make a full pool at 1 o'clock in the morning. But
they can do at 11 o'clock in the evening or 12 o'clock in the evening before they start the last class. They can get a break and go, and then everybody go drink wine, and then 45 minutes later they go further.
I mean, the temperature is probably more forgiving, right? Like in the Midwest, with all the pools in the summer, if you don't do them at night, it's hot. It's real hot. Yeah.
Well, we have a sea climate over here, so it's not that hot as over there, you know.
Holy shit, boys! It's picking up here. Go ahead, carry on.
I'm waiting for the roof of Adam's building to get torn
Can you
off
hear
live
it?
on the podcast. No, I didn't hear it.
Holy shit!
The tornadoes are coming. All right, guys. I want to know when you're over here. You know, we all want to get the win, and the win's nice. But there's always a certain special someone that it's just a little bit more satisfying to take the win from. We'll all admit that. So over here, who's your guys' person? If it's Saturday night at Bowling Green, you're last in the class, and you always want to be first. But if you're going to take that win from someone, who do you want to take it from?
No, I guess it's Ken Vanny, I think.
Yeah, okay. But it's also not bad to lose from Ken, because he's just a legend, you know. We have battled a couple of times with him in a pull-off, and everybody supported Ken, and you can imagine there's no problem, and we like that. But it's always special when you're going head-to-head with that kind of legend, you know.
Yeah, no, I can see that. That doesn't speak to your
You
dislike.
know, I'm 23 years old. In 2013, when we started to drive the Mini, we were 22 years old. And Ken Vanny was some kind of god. You almost were afraid to talk about it to him, because there was the legendary Ken Vanny. And 10 years later, you are battling with him in a pull-off. So sometimes you also have to enjoy the moment, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that just kind of speaks to just how well he is, and that's just how much more a win means when you take it from him. We're all kind of curious. You guys send containers back and forth, you know, of stuff. How much does it cost? Let's say Adam and I wanted to go to Mata and we wanted to fill up a container with 4 mini rods. What's the cost of that? And I'm sure it varies, but
the transport is about $3,000 or $3,500. Just
US.
Yeah.
And that's one way, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so to go there,
that's without customs costs in I call it duties and that kind of stuff. But if you send it over here and you make a carnet or something, and you say
it's a temporary import.
Temporary import, and you can prove that you just drive 2 or 3 events and then you go back. You don't have to pay
the tax and that kind of stuff.
Import tax duties.
How long does it take?
About 3 weeks from picking up till depends also.
The boat is just 12 days, but it's all the custom paperwork and that kind of stuff that makes it.
Sometimes, and also it depends on the transport from the harbor till from your place. For example, if you go with truck from your place from truck to New York or to Boston or to another harbor city, it's faster. But more expensive. If you can go put it on the train, it's more efficient, you know.
So, in transporting things over here, they're in a steel container at sea.
Yeah.
Does the salt water play havoc? I mean, do they have a problem? No, not
We
really.
never had really bad experience with that. No.
Gotcha.
It's almost airtight in a container, and I don't know if they pick like with what stuff is in it where they put it on the ship, but
if you're on the bottom of the container tower and somewhere in the middle, you're really protected. But if you're on the side or on top, you know, But if you have a real nice container, they are really pretty good. How you call it? Airtight, no leakages. So that's.
We never had any troubles with that things got wet or a lot of salt.
No.
So you've never had like a bad experience? They never like lost a container with a pulling tractor at sea somewhere or anything?
No, a couple of times we had some delays at customs. Then they want to know what kind of vehicle, and we have to fill in a form. What's the emission of the machine of the tractor? Yeah, that kind of stupid things.
Has has anybody like that you know of, from the U.S. that's used to send stuff over for Ahoy and getting it back? Has it always been seamless, or is there some horror stories out there people don't know?
I think one time there was one tractor getting loose in a container, strap broke or something and damaged a little bit. And one time there was from US to the Netherlands, there was a delay or something. There was not possible to the vessels go off the ocean, and they had to put it in a plane. But it was back in the 80s or 90s.
Damn.
That sounds affordable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of people used to bring their vehicles over for Ahoy, which is the indoor pool. They no longer have that. Is there any talks about maybe resurrecting that pool and bringing it back, or is it
No,
completely done?
it's more like it's in the big cities in the western of the country, and with all the emission rules and that kind of stuff, and the Green Deal and that kind of things. It's crazy over here in Europe with all those kind of things. So I don't think it's coming back anymore at the Ahoy pool. You have
So
some more profitable events in that stadium. So.
So as far as
That's
like
a shame.
government,
It was really cool.
government crackdowns and stuff like that, we think we have it here, but you kind of
No, it's way worse over here.
Is it? Like, give us.
Oh yeah,
give us
I can
some
guarantee you
examples.
that. No, it's way worse over here. Today they had again some strikes and with people just laying on the highway and that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Climate protesters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Oh.
the same ones. They're protesting Israel and Palestine. Won't get into it. Just saying.
Oh
we have
yeah,
protesters.
same over here.
Students that block the university and make tent base camps and.
So,
But it's
sounds
more
very-
luckily it's more in the western of the Netherlands.
Yeah,
It's
and
still like 2 hours away from here, but it's a way different culture than over here at the countryside of the Netherlands. So
Right.
Okay.
Wow. Don't want to get too political here.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, we like to do a little segment on here that we call Two Truths and One Lie.
Are we doing that?
We're gonna do
I
that.
see some smiles. What's this here? What do
So-
we got?
That means each of you are going to give us 3 statements, and it is up to us to pick out the one lie in your 3 statements. Hence, two truths.
I've even got
and
I've even got a video clip. Here we go.
Oh, you do?
This is the No Practice Podcast. 2 truths and 1 lie.
Yeah, now it's
All right,
official.
gentlemen. You know how it works. Who wants to
Yeah.
go first?
We really didn't prepare this, but maybe we can make something up.
Well, I told you to prepare for it now. Come
Yeah,
on.
but we work on tractors and we forgot it. Sorry.
Oops.
And they're still going to work on tractors after they're done with this shit,
Yeah.
too.
But maybe we can arrange something.
yeah,
Hey,
we can.
you know what? We could make this fun. Bart, you could do 2 truths and 1 lie on behalf of Barry,
I
because
like
you know
this.
some things that he might not tell us.
I
And then
like
Barry could do it for you as well. So that way we get fun stories of each of you from one another. Could that be fun?
You can do it.
I
You can do
can
it.
think of something.
You can
Okay.
do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let's
Bart,
hear
you
it.
go first. Tell us 3 things about Barry, and we have to figure out which one's a lie.
And mix it up. Don't. Yeah. Here we go.
Barry once got expelled from school because he wanted to murder a teacher.
Oh shit.
Barry,
Jesus Christ.
Barry,
Oh, that's a lie, Bart. Like keep
Barry
going.
lost his driver's license, and Barry likes to take a shit at his parents' house.
God bless. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna say the first one's probably a lie.
It's the
Adam,
first
what do
thing
you
you went with, Tyler. I don't know. Okay.
well, I can agree with number 3. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I don't have to come to my mom and dad's house every time I have to go, but I do like being on the home front there when that goes down. But
What was the second one? He lost his driver's license.
Lost his driver's license. Yeah.
I can see that.
God, that's
Yeah, he was
maybe.
doing 160 miles per hour.
Oh, I hope that one is.
I'm gonna say the first one's a lie. Also,
OJ, what do you think?
It's 2 truths and 1 lie. I hate to say it, but I hope Barry did not want to kill his school teacher. I'm going to go with that.
Well, the second one was a lie. He never lost his driver's license, so.
Barry! Barry!
The story is a little bit different.
I hope so.
Hang on. What?
I was always too late at school, and then if you're too late at school over here, you have to go to the I call it. Yeah, you get a little fine or something, but you don't have to pay. But if you get so much,
you get
so
kind
much
of detention, and you have to clean the schoolyard or that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
I
was at my limit, and so I was again too late on school, and the lady said, "Well, you have now too much warnings. Next week it's a holiday. You have to come here the whole week and clean everything." And then I said, "Oh, please, really don't do that. That's gonna be my death. I will be dead for that, for myself, because I already planned holidays and pooling and whatever." And then the lady understood that I didn't say it for myself, but she understand from, "Please don't do it, otherwise it will be your death, So she went to the director of the school, and my mom had to come at school, and the son had threatened the teacher to kill, and I said it was just for myself, for myself to save my own situation, Yeah.
So did you actually
this is when things get taken out of context. You say things that you don't exactly or misinterpreted words, I guess.
How much trouble did you get in, Barry?
I got suspended for 1 day at school.
Oh, that's not so bad.
That's not so bad.
Like
threatened to kill
vacation.
Threatened to kill a teacher, just get 1 day off.
But in the end, they understand it was out of context and it was a mistake. But they still had to put some kind of punishment of it, and they give me one suspension for 1 day. So.
That does help.
All right. Well, Barry,
so the story was a little more.
No, I liked that. All right, Barry.
Bart
really threw you under the bus on that one, so you'd better take Bart.
So Barry, I mean, shit. Obviously, we're just like Barry Bohr would never kill anybody. I mean, like you got us here. We're good.
So Barry, you
out of context.
You know what you're dealing with now, since Bart laid that down. So
yeah. You got to one-up him.
Yeah, you got to
one-up him.
What's the 2 truths and 1 lie on Bart?
Well, I have to think about it. Bart can't drive because he is injured this week, tomorrow. Okay. Bart did shit next to Adam's camper and it's the Europoepen. And Bart liked to text girls and don't talk to them.
Oh,
he likes to text girls and not talk to them. That's awesome.
Too easy.
I'm gonna say. Well, I'll let you guys go first on this one.
Go ahead, OJ.
Well, I already know it's the first one because the last two have been well spoken about. So yeah, it's the first one.
I'm going to say number 2's a lie because if it was the truth, I would have known it by now. Maybe that's the reason why he's nice to me all the time, I guess. I'm not sure.
I'm going to say number 2 is a lie.
Really?
Because, yeah, I feel like I remember the talking of this, and I feel like somehow you guys got to blame, but in all honesty, it was not you guys at all.
No, I know it wasn't them at all. I know exactly who it was. I don't know who it is. I knew.
What?
Hey, I'm not going to.
I know who it is. I just don't know who it is. All right. Well, first, before you go on a diatribe, we need to hear from the boys. What the lie is here.
Go ahead,
Bart. You see what's on the video right now. CJ says you took the shit.
CJ definitely.
Tell us, boys, which one was the lie?
CJ was sitting next to him.
Yeah.
He wiped.
Yeah, but number 2 is a lie.
Yeah.
Told you.
Damn,
There you go.
OJ, you're brutal.
I know.
So now I can go on my diet track
First
now?
things first, Bart, you're injured. You can't drive tomorrow?
No, I broke my wrist a couple weeks ago.
How did you break your wrist?
Skiing.
Ah, yes, that's right. I do
Yeah, well,
remember
not
you.
skiing, falling with skiing.
Falling with skiing, but I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
surgery.
Probably not-
Yeah, if you were skiing, you wouldn't be injured. If you were falling, you are.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, I have to take it easy for a couple more weeks now, and then I'll get back.
So, Barry, does that mean that from the Snapchat that I saw that your wife will be pulling the vehicle?
Yeah, she drove. No, she drove. She's gonna drive the second Mini. And she drove it already a couple of times last year, and she likes it. So she's doing good, but we are running a little bit. We call it soft tune up, and she gets used to it. And one of the Freeman guys, one of the sons of the team that designs the rear end planetary, is going to drive for the other Mini.
And why are you not driving?
I'm too heavy.
You're too heavy.
What do you weigh? What do you weigh, Barry? How
Too
many
much. I
pounds?
don't know. I don't. I stopped standing on the scales.
Yeah. I'm trying to lose weight because I got on this podcast and I ran my mouth that the scales, are too forgiving, and in reality we're weighing 2,090 instead of 2,050. And I feel like somebody's going to hear that and they're going to be like, "All right, you son of a bitch, here you go." And I feel
I can tell you, I know for sure the scales are weighing heavy over there. Than,
they are, and I feel like everybody will agree with that, and that's fine. I'm not saying anybody's doing it on purpose, but so because I opened my big mouth, I'm trying to shed a couple lbs so that I'm not the fattest guy in the class, so that at least if I don't make weight, that means somebody else doesn't make weight before me. So that's why I can't drink full flavor beer. I got to just stick to the Mick Ultras.
Your big bone, Tyler.
Or if you would just drink Woodford, you wouldn't have to worry about any of those calories.
I think I had enough Woodford 2 weeks ago to last me a while.
But over here we have the 1871 blowers on us, so we have a little bit more. Heavier.
Yeah. Over here,
does that change the gear ratio much? Not that I'm ever going to pull an 1871 on one, but does it change the gear
over there? Then we are pulling faster gear over in the US than over here.
Really? That's interesting.
Because the tracks are worse?
Yeah. No, different.
Tracks are different. It's different traction.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. I didn't know how that would.
It's just heavier to because the sled is always heavy, of course. It's heavier to get the sled through to make speed with the sled through the river clay,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
On the harder sand, the sled is easier rolling, so you make more speed.
Do you think that the mini class in the United States needs to maybe up the blowers, or do you think they're fine where they're at?
If you got still
make it more interesting.
If you got still the Pioneer tires, I say yes. But with this difficult tires where you need all the weight on the front and all your skills to drive it, it's maybe better not to make more power.
So over here, for those people not aware, we are limited on our supercharger size, which is dictated by the actual length of the blower rotor. We can only run up to a 1471 at 45 and change % overdrive. Where over there, correct me if I'm wrong, it is basically a mini unlimited class. So you can run an 1871 blower. You can spin that thing as fast as you want overdrive wise. And also a big kicker I feel like some people don't talk about is cubic inch wise, you're wide open, correct?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys can be over there running a 650 cubic inch engine with an 1871, probably just making 3,500 horsepower or some ungodly number. Like, are people doing that? Are they going big with the motors?
No, not big motors.
Freeman is running a bigger engine.
Yeah, Freeman is going big, but it's he's going over 600 cubic inch. But You know, the nice
You
thing
have to get it on the track, and that's the difficult thing when you are that light. So
the nice thing about our class compared to the US is that it's limited. A lot of teams can choose whatever they want. So we have V8s, we have V12 tank engines, we have V12 airplane engines, we have
yeah, they are not that competitive, but
no, but it's nice.
It's nice to have different
for the fans, you know,
yeah.
to have different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always thought like Remy's, what is it? Remy's Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
It's got the Allison on it, right?
Yeah.
That thing looks like it'd be pretty interesting to get strapped on. Now,
Yeah,
it
there's
doesn't.
also the Grompy. They build a new tractor. I think they're going to drive tomorrow. It's a Rover Meteor V12 with a Pro Charger on it. So that's pretty nice stuff. And they all engineered by themselves over here. It's also nice.
Yeah, I feel like over there you see, I don't know how to word it, but it's almost like a lot more team based where like, I mean, you do have kind of some teams over here, but like I see the posts on Facebook and stuff, like you see these guys with like, they're making all these one-off parts for this thing, and they got a crew of guys that are building all this, you know, complex one-off stuff that's unique to their project alone. Like why is that? How does that differentiate between over here? Like what causes that?
I think that's the biggest culture difference. Over here. It's just people want to make things by themselves. They have their own ideas about everything and want to do it together with their friends or family or
If you also look to the US, you know, you Thailand for you example, it's you and your dad doing it. But most of the teams over here have about 8 or 12 team members. Everybody does something.
Yeah.
One is good at machining, one is good at electric, one is driving the truck, one
it's
is
not all family related.
And now, speaking of that, are you guys related? Tell us how you guys know each other.
We are
Cousins.
You are cousins.
Our moms are sisters.
Yeah.
Yep, that checks out. That makes you cousins then. I'm on board.
Nephews is if you are my uncle, then I'm your nephew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah.
No, but our mothers are sisters, so we been playing with each other since we are since we were born. So
love it. The one last question I had to ask is like, clearly you guys speak like 2 different languages. You guys got those big brains, being all bilingual and whatnot. At what age did you learn that, and is that like a lot more common over in Europe compared to over here in the US? Like, is there a lot of that, or
it's getting more and more common? But I think we started learning English when we were like 10 years old or something.
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah.
What motivated you to do that?
Started,
10 years old.
Sorry.
What motivated you at 10 years old to be like?
We have it in school.
School, you have
It's
to
just
do it. You have to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Oh, you have
because
to do
it's a world language and
universal language. Yeah.
And now in high school,
It's so universal that I haven't learned a single other language besides English, and I can't even speak it very well.
If you go to college and that kind of stuff, that there are complete studies there are complete in English and
it's real. Yeah, it's a global language. Yeah. So
I got on school English, German, and French.
So you can speak like 4 different languages?
No,
French is
bullshit language. I speak German.
Bullshit language.
French is bullshit. I love it. I have a small standoffish for the French only because we used to go to St. Hyacinthe, Quebec, Canada to pull. Tyler, do you remember?
Yeah, there's a lot of French over there.
Yeah, I
very
remember that.
French. Very, very French. They did steal my dad's dually. And I think everybody was in on it because they like, oh, no cameras. Cops wouldn't do anything. So the French aren't very high on my list besides the fries. But
they have a different culture compared to us. So we don't like them also.
Yeah,
Tyler can speak 2 languages. You speak English and whatever you guys do up there in the north.
Well, last
Tyler
show,
learns some Dutch.
Tyler can do some Dutch.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, Tyler spoke 2 languages: English and drunk English.
Yeah.
He speaks
I don't know what
German.
you're talking about.
There were more people talking that language.
Yeah, you'll have that from time to time. I feel like that's when me, Bart, and Barry have the least language barrier, when we're all at the same level of intoxication.
Yeah.
When
And
you
we're
all
just-
speak Woodford, you speak
Yeah,
Woodford.
we're not missing a beat. It's perfect.
Well, guys, we know it's getting late because it's getting
Yeah.
late here, and
Speaking
you
of
guys
late,
have been super.
It's getting early there for you boys.
Yeah, you got a pool in what, 6 hours?
Pool starts in 10 hours. It starts at 2 p.m. So
Yeah.
it's
Nice. Yeah.
Are you guys going
crawl
to get
over
any sleep?
what?
Yeah. I go home now and then get some sleep, and then have to wake up in 5 hours again. Load everything.
I gotta say,
can we watch you? Is there any?
Yeah, can you plug more? Can we watch
There's
you
a live
guys?
stream. There's a free live stream of the pool.
free live stream? How do we access it?
It's
It's on YouTube on the.
It's if you go to the website ntto.tv,
Yeah.
then you get the link and you can watch the whole pool.
Perfect. Nice. So ntto.tv.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys are just going to be pulling the minis, correct?
Yeah, we are,
The
yeah.
limited is not ready. I think tomorrow pools.
Modified pools, tool drives, minis,
Boat
soup stocks.
Soup stocks.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, I got to say, gentlemen, I can't thank you guys enough for staying up until 2 a.m. to come on here and talk gibberish
2?
with us for 2 hours.
It's later than that, isn't it?
Well, they
No,
came
it's
out
4
at
now.
2. Now
it's 4
4
now.
Yeah, because we're over 2 hours. We can't shut up and quit talking. It's been wonderful to get to know you guys. It's always a good time anytime we get together. So it's been awesome having you guys on. Guys, anything else?
No, thank you. And next time come over here and we will show you. But you promised already for 4 years that you're coming, but never see.
I'm such a loser. I'm
You know,
sorry.
I was always trying to work the deal. Because we're sponsored by Shell, and I think over in Europe it's called Rimula, right? Is it
No,
Rimula?
Shell is a Dutch company, so.
Well, exactly. Dutch Shell is the mainstream. I just thought in Europe they called it Rimula. Could be wrong.
No, it's Shell.
No, it's Shell.
No, still Shell. Awesome. Well, I've always been trying to work that angle. No, I think you guys doing what you do, coming over here is amazing. There's a lot of effort from your guys' team across our sport that we feel impacted from it. So I appreciate you guys coming on with us tonight, and we'll see you this summer. I know you guys are going to have everything ready to go, and can't wait to see what the year brings.
If the container is in time, I'll be in Benson, so.
All right.
Awesome. Let's do a show over there, right?
Yeah, right. I'll go over there in June, and yeah, we'll do it. We'll do a podcast.
Tyler's gonna come to Benson, hang out with everybody, right?
Hey, Team Screamin Bobcat, can you get us a sponsor over in the Netherlands that will bring us over there to do a no practice podcast?
No.
You can do it over here on the pool, whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever we want, guys.
You can do it in the middle of the street of the red light district, no problem.
There we go.
Right.
We're good.
All right, guys. Well, one of these times I'm going to quit being a loser, and I'm going to come over there. All right.
I forgot, boys. Shell is still Shell over there. It's not over here. It's Shell Rotella. Over there, it's Shell Rimula.
Yeah.
Is Rotella in European? I guess I don't know.
Excellent. All right, boys. Well, cheers and kick some ass tomorrow. All right.
Yeah. Good luck, guys. Get some sleep.
See you this summer, guys.
Later today.
Yeah, later today. Sorry. Thanks again, guys.
Good luck. Kick some
Bye-bye.
ass.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Wrap.
Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the No Practice Podcast.
Have a good one. Bye.
Stay tuned for the next episode, where we guarantee there still won't be any practice. Bye-bye.